Hello everyone, Old Guy Gaming here, back again with another MTG Arena video, and tonight we're going to be doing Boros Mentor. So, let's have a brief talk here real quick at the current state of Standard at the moment. So, with two relatively large back-to-back bannings, eliminating a lot of the big decks out there right now, and on top of that, a redefining, a rotting, of how the companion mechanic works, we're in a really weird state in Standard right now. It was interesting to me, of course. I actually had a Friday video planned, recorded, edited, and uploaded that I decided not to release. Because it was basically how to fix Standard, like the things that I would like to see change if I were to change things. And of course, the day I released my video that says, "Hey, these are the things I'm not looking forward. I'm looking forward to rotating out of Standard." That very day, Wizards announced that they're going to be removing Teferi, Wilderness Reclamation, and Growth Spiral, three cards that were on my list at the time, including and added the Kitty in the Oven combo as well as one of the things that they had banned out of Standard. Now, this is unusual for Wizards because it's not a normal move for them. Normally, in a situation like that, if they'd recognize that a deck was getting too powerful, but there's only that little time left until the end of Standard, they'd just let that go. Because, the cards are going to rotate out. We'll just, let the people suffer for 6 weeks and then they'll rotate out, which is their normal MO, to be perfectly honest with you. I genuinely think that since a vast majority of gameplay of Magic right now is being played on Arena, and that is their one true source of data, and let's be honest, income, I think that genuinely affected the reasons why those cards were banned as early as they were. To give us 6 weeks of this Standard that isn't really a Standard because it's only for 6 weeks and then everything's going to rotate out. So we're kind of in this weird little bubble, which is difficult for content creators to be like, okay, I can create a deck that kind of works in the Standard. By the way, big ones. Oddly enough, I've seen a lot of Teamer Elementals has kind of made a comeback, and I kind of called that one in cards that I'm going to miss because I felt that, or not going to miss because the Risen Reef was it on that list as well. We're seeing a lot of Grawl aggro, we're seeing a lot of mono red, and we're seeing a lot of mono white, either mono white weenies or mono white life gain. Okay. So I've done all those decks. I've already done those decks. I don't see the point in actually going through those again. So what I decided to do instead was to kind of say goodbye to some of the cool mechanics that this Standard, the sets that are rotating out, specifically the Ravnica sets, because I really did enjoy all three of those sets, I suppose, because War of the Spark is technically still part of that. So I decided to go back and revisit some mechanics that were really, really big deals whenever they first came out, and then just kind of faded to the background, and you don't really see that much of them anymore. So tonight we're going to start off with Boros Mentor. And we'll go ahead and show you some of the gameplay, some of the decks we've got going. So Mentor is this mechanic that if you attack, if there's a creature that you're more powerful than, you can actually give a +1/+1 counter. One of the more famous ones that you've probably seen that has Mentor is Legion Warboss, because it is still really, really good. But there was a whole set of cards that was built around this, and slowly but surely these cards broke away. So let's take a look at some of the cards. I'm adding God's Willing because God Willing is absolutely amazing. If you're going to be getting rid of things like, I don't know, Legion Warboss, kind of useful to have that in the deck. Healer's Hawk because, darn it, I want to try to get as many more games in with it as I can before it rotates out. Plus, it is a really good mentor target, specifically if you have Goblin Banneret come down. You spend the 2 mana to attack with it. You actually turn your Healer's Hawk into a 2/2 and a 3/3 eventually, which is actually really, really good. Infuriate, because for 1 mana you can take one of your mentor creatures and make them much, much larger and then trigger that mentor. We'll get to that here in a second, some of the other bigger creatures that this is actually good for. Pacifism is in there mostly because this is a very aggro deck. So you want to be able to eliminate all of the creatures that are potentially going to block you, so you just want to lock them down. 2 Pacifisms in there. Sunhome Stalwart. Haven't played this in a long time, but it's a first strike mentor. So again, it can help Healer's Hawk whenever it goes in. Goblin Banneret can actually bump it up to make it a 3/3 first strike. I mean, this creature can get pretty out of hand relatively quickly if you let it go. Lava Coils, we're going to toss a couple of those in there just to kind of help for some removal. Boros Challenger. Haven't seen this card or played with this card in a while. Really good one, especially. It's a good 2-drop, period. 2 mana for a 2/3 is pretty darn good. Does have the added bonus if you spend 4 mana into it, you can give it a +1/+1. That's kind of a mid-game thing, but definitely allows you to start building up some of your other creatures. You'll see the mentor mechanic is take the bigger one into the next biggest one to the next biggest one to kind of like build on top of that. It is slowly all of your creatures rise to that level. The aforementioned Legion Warboss, which actually creates creatures on its own. Tajic, my boy. Haven't seen Tajic in a really long time. 3/2 haste with Mentor. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to other creatures other than Tajic. And then you can give Tajic first strike, which is a ton of fun. And then Aurelia. We don't see Exemplar of Justice anymore. You never see this card played anymore. 4 mana for 2/5 of flying with Mentor. However, at the beginning of combat in your turn, choose up to 1 creature. It can be Aurelia as well. And it gets +2/+2 or +0 and gains trample if it's red, and gains vigilance if it's white. If it's both, like Aurelia, it gets both. Pretty darn good. Mana base is relatively simple. 9 planes, 2 Castle Embereth, because again, that does help with the mental mechanic, kind of builds those creatures up a little bit more. 7 mountains and 4 Sacred Foundries. So, if you like the content and you feel that I have earned it, by all means, hit a like and subscribe. That'd be super helpful for the channel. And if you have ideas for decks that you're going to be playing in the next couple of weeks until Standard rotates out here in a couple of weeks, let me know in the comments down below. If I like the idea, I will absolutely do a video on it, and I will absolutely give credit to those who give me deck ideas. All right, all that YouTuber stuff done. Let's go play some games. If you really want to see where Standard is, I mean, you haven't been playing, you haven't seen where Ranked is. I mean, I will go in and play a couple of Standard Ranked games with this deck. It is, it's scary. It's interesting what they did. Oh, by the way, I do sure want to mention that we're kind of through all the fun stuff. Do apologize for the lighting. For whatever reason, one of my lights burned out. So, and it's the one that's directly above here. So I only get this light. And if I leave it like that, the lighting gets really weird on the camera. So I just elected to go with low light. Let me know in the comments down below if it's actually better for you. I might actually keep this because it is kind of nice to actually do this in a darker screen. Ooh. I think I might have to pay for the Shockland. But yeah, so since I didn't have any... I don't have any spare floodlights to be able to put this in, so whenever I'm done doing this, like literally, I swear to you, I turned the lights on to come down here to start recording and the light blew out. And I'm like, damn it. So I have no other choice. Oh, interesting. I got a feeling me thinks this might be mono red. Me thinks it is. In fact, why would you not shock it before? That's really weird. Okay. But that's okay because ooh, this is not mono red. Ooh, this might be, is it? Oh, this would be actually a really good matchup. This is actually going to be what it was like playing back in... Oh, this is absolutely is it. So at some point in time, there's a Drake coming in here. Sure. He's going to be super mad at this. And then we'll let that go. We'll just pacify his little sprite dragon. Because his whole deck was built around the idea of building this up, and now it can't really do anything. He could, in theory, if he wanted to kill his own creature, and if he had a way to pull it back, maybe that might work. He's legitimately like, I don't know what to do now. I do need a couple of creatures, though. Unfortunately, that is not going to work for me. He's genuinely... Sure. He's genuinely confused as to what to do now. I guarantee you his whole game plan was that Sprite Dragon. He's got all these cards. Sure. I just need one creature. Tajic would be amazing right now. That'll work. It's a creature. And I have God's Willing to help protect it. Decisions. That they are. That they are, Raw. Now let's see him burn his counterspell so I can then give it Infuriate. And we're going to say red. Ooh, absolutely get the Goblin Banneret. protection from red. He's so mad that that Sprite Dragon is sitting there with nothing to do. Do I want to hit him? I want to hit Rawl. Cool. He doesn't know what to do. Okay, so that can resolve. I can actually pay. Controller pays resolve. I'd like to pay that. Thank you. I guess that's gonna happen. Sure. Eventually, he's going to get a Sprite Dragon out. Unfortunately, he's going to get another creature out. But I'm going to bet you that that is his whole game plan. He's got one creature in hand. We are, unfortunately, drawing nothing but mana. And Rawl's probably what? Yeah. Rawl's going to be able to emblem here, and unfortunately, despite the fact we have him locked down, he's got enough counterspells built up that he's just now not going to let us win this one. So as much fun as this has been and as amusing as I'm finding this game, unless we pull another creature, which I'm not sure where all my creatures are. The deck is almost entirely creatures. He's so mad. So mad. Yep. Unfortunately, that's where this is going to go. So he's going to be able to have enough damage here. All he needs to do is cast another instant, and then he's going to beat us. Oh, he's going to return that to his hands. Very nice. We're going to say good game. I think he had this one a couple of turns ago, but I think we are... I think we were having way too much fun with that one, just locking down that Sprite Dragon. All right, let's get one more in with it. I mean, that's fun. I mean, this is what it's come down to in Standard. Like, let's just play some fun decks, which I think is fine. Let me make sure reiterate that. Like, I don't find that there's necessarily anything wrong with current Standard. Team Elementals coming back is kind of annoying, but like nowhere near what the power level was. So like the next couple of weeks genuinely does look sort of up. I mean, you need to be able to answer Girl Aggro. You need to be able to know what you're doing on that. Everything else is just meh. This should be interesting. I think we're going to throw him off with a mono red and say hello. He's like, oh, it's mono red. I want him to reconsider his life choices here. Loyal Pegasus. Is this blue-white flyers? Oh, I hope this is blue-white flyers. This is going to be so cool if it's blue-white flyers. Now, the idea is when we get Tajic down, we're going to want... I can't imagine he's going to block that. Exactly. When we get Tajic down, we're going to want to have God's Willings out there. I'm surprised he let that happen if he had Spectral Sailor in hand. Imperial Eagle, cool. Absolutely. We'll drop that there, we'll drop that there. Here's where the mentor mechanic starts kicking in. Whichever one he decides to block with the Imperial Eagle, probably Tajic. Cool. We'll infuriate the Legion Warboss. Make sure it survives that. Brings down the rest of the flyers. And we're off. And then we've got Aurelia next. And that is going to get really scary really fast. Dungeon Geist probably played that a turn too late. He's got to go for he's got to go for Legion Warboss. Ooh, wrong call. Wrong call, my friend, because Aurelia's coming out. I would like to give that to our Legion Warboss, please. I'd like to drop out of one of those. Yes. He lets all of that hit. Interesting. Interesting. Well, the next turn is going to be real. Infuriate Eagle, cool. 4/4. You could actually swing with all of it, and I'd actually be fine. You wouldn't. You can't actually swing. Swinging would be bad. Which way to go? Which way to go? I think we go with Legion Warboss here. Keep the gods willing up. Let's start the train rolling. Because when we attack with all of this, she's going to give it to one Legion Warboss, who's going to give it to this one. I don't know how he defends this. Sure, that's dead. Sure, that's dead. He's saving Dungeon Geist for Aurelia. Yeah, he's trying to figure it out. I mean, I have more creatures. He has... Interesting choice. So we're going to go protection from white on the Legion Warboss. Sure. So I see nothing here that actually concerns me other than losing Legion Warboss, and we're going to say protection from white. Ooh, that's what the deck's supposed to do. Against another fun deck, Azurius Flyers. I think I've done that deck twice. So, done 2 different iterations of that deck, so maybe we can do it. That's a good deck. That's a fun deck to play against. I like that. So, I'm being proven wrong. Maybe it's because of the deck I'm playing. But I am playing against more, and again, I don't want to say them... I don't like using the term necessarily fun decks because some people enjoy playing against control decks. Control decks are a lot of fun for them, so that is their version of fun. A little bit more powered down decks. How's that sound? Like decks that aren't super high powered. And I'm in the platinum ranks too. Ooh, 2 Gods Willings. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's shock in the Banneret. We got the Banneret Healer's Hawk combo already starting. Interesting. Oh, I did it on the wrong time. I should have done it before. Yeah, I totally messed that up. I should have done that before. I should have done his ability before. It does leave my 2 Gods Willings out of Cultivate. Cool card. Because I lost out on the opportunity to have this as a 2/2 flyer. That actually sort of makes me mad. Look at that. 2 lands. Not going to make the same mistake this turn. Ooh. So tempting. Yeah, I think we got to do it. Yep, that's those 2. Because we're going to be able to mentor up this goblin, and that goblin's going to be able to mentor up the other goblin. He's got a lot of land there and not a lot of movement otherwise. I'm starting to get a little concerned. Yep, that makes sense. They did not get rid of that card. So what's it gonna be? Cool. So we're gonna go Infuriate here. We're gonna go Protection from Green there. There we go. And now we're off and running. Come on, my friend. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, he's still in the meta. He's still out there. Should be interesting. Ah. More lands. That's all this is built on. At some point in time, we're going to have to get rid of her. My turn? You don't say. Okay, so we're going to do this right. We're going to activate his ability. And we're going to go swinging for the fences. We're going to drop one here. We're going to drop one there. Lost connection. Oh, I hope that wasn't him quitting. We'll pause for station identification as we try to reconnect. All right, we're back. I hear a lot of things going on. Hopefully that means that we didn't time out on that because I still have choices to make. Okay, so we're actually going to go God's Willing here. And we're going to say Protection from Green. Protection from Green. Ooh, and Infuriate's perfect. So all of his cool toys he keeps adding on, we keep getting out. Now, Uro is going to be an issue. That Infuriate's going to be super useful. Ugin. What's he going to pick? 3? How's it going, Ugin? You gonna pull that one again? Now this is an interesting turn of events. I did not see Ugin coming into this deck. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and concede, because unfortunately, he's got all the toys. Alright, so that was fun. I don't know how much time this one went with the log out, the timeout again, so I think we're at the 20-minute mark, so I'm kind of going to let this one go, just because it's just mostly for a fun deck. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what decks you're currently playing in this weird, bizarre, in-between standard, and if it's a deck you want me to feature on the channel, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do a video for it. So until next time, we shall see you in the arena. This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga, and thank you for your support.